Alright folks, things got wild. One minute I'm thinking about my next gym session, the next, BAM! We're on this crazy adventure. We weren't in Kansas anymore, Toto. The air smelled different, kinda dusty, kinda radiated. Turns out we got zapped into Fallout, Montana. Life throws curveballs and you gotta swing for the fences. Imagine being tossed in a cosmic dryer set to high. 1 second sunshine and normal life, the next everything's got this gritty end-of-the-world vibe. We landed, a bit shaken, not stirred, in this new, rugged Montana. It was clear this wasn't gonna be a walk in the park. The landscape was something else. Think big sky country, but with an extra layer of, uh-oh, what was that noise? Buildings were crumbling, roads were cracked, and there was this eerie silence sometimes, broken only by the wind whistling through broken windows. The point is, we were here, in Fallout, Montana, and the adventure was just getting started. Time to adapt, overcome, and maybe find a decent protein bar. The rules of the old world, mostly out the window. This was a new game, new players, new dangers. So we took a deep breath, dusted ourselves off, and prepared for whatever this strange new world was gonna throw at us. Now, I wasn't alone in this new, slightly radioactive sandbox. I had a crew, my partners in this crazy escapade. First up, my main mechanical man, the AI robot. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 900. We call him 900 or Robo 9.
This bot is a marvel of circuits and steel, folks. He talks in this perfectly calm, logical voice, even when a giant mutated bug is trying to use his head as a chew toy.
900 isn't just a walking calculator. He's got personality, fiercely loyal, always ready with a fact or a surprisingly witty observation. He can scan the area, detect threats, and even whip up a surprisingly decent, if slightly metallic-tasting, cup of coffee substitute. Then there's Captain N, cool as a cucumber in a cryo-fridge. Our new African-American friend has this air of quiet confidence, a natural leader. He's got a sharp mind, quick reflexes, and a smile that can disarm even the grumpiest wasteland scavenger.
Easy there, Cena. Let's assess before we smash.
Captain N is resourceful. Always seems to know a bit about everything, from navigating by the strangely mutated stars to understanding the local slang of the wasteland dwellers. He and 900 make quite the pair, the logical robot and the cool-headed captain. Together with yours truly, we were a force to be reckoned with. The adventure was just heating up. So there we were, Captain N, Robo 9 and myself trying to get our bearings in this wild wasteland. We heard whispers about a place of relative safety, a vault, one of those underground bunkers from before everything went kablooey. This particular one, Vault 87, was supposedly located near a giant M on a mountainside overlooking the ruins of Missoula. So we set our sights on it, hoping for supplies, information, maybe even a friendly face. The trek to the M was an adventure in itself. We navigated through crumbling cityscapes, dodged some rather unfriendly mutated critters. 900 would provide constant updates on our surroundings.
Organic hostile detected. Classification, bloatfly trajectory intercepting.
I, of course, provided the muscle and the motivational speeches. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of dust and debris, we saw it. The giant M, a beacon of hope on the mountainside, and nestled near its base, a massive circular vault door, Vault 87. Inside, Vault 87 was an experience. Dimly lit corridors, the hum of old machinery, and the distinct smell of stale air and desperation. But there were people, survivors, trying to make a life in this underground haven. It was here, in the relative safety of Vault 87, that we heard the first whispers of something truly bizarre happening further south. After our pit stop at Vault 87, we gathered some intel. Word was something peculiar was going down in Lima, Montana. Apparently some fella was down there, real intense-like, studying strange symbols that had appeared out of nowhere. And get this, the fella was none other than Kenny Omega, the cleaner, the best bout machine. Kenny Omega in Fallout, Montana, looking for alien symbols? This I had to see. So with a new sense of purpose, we packed our gear and headed south. Captain N, ever the pragmatist, plotted our route, while 900 calculated the optimal speed to avoid unnecessary ghoul encounters. When we finally reached the outskirts of Lima, the place had an eerie vibe. It was quieter than other ruins, almost expectant. And there, in a small secluded canyon, we found him. Kenny Omega, looking every bit the focused athlete, was hunched over a series of bizarre, glowing symbols etched into a rock face. I called out, trying not to startle him too much. He jumped, spun around, and for a second I thought he was going to hit us with a V-trigger.
"Cena, what in the name of the Golden Lovers are you doing here?"
he exclaimed, his voice a mix of surprise and his usual dramatic flair. We quickly explained our situation, and he told us about the symbols. Just as Kenny was explaining his theories about the alien symbols, the ground started to shake. The glowing symbols on the rock face pulsed brighter, almost blindingly so.
"I knew it! They're here!"
900 word, unidentified aerial phenomenon detected, approaching rapidly, and then, we saw it. Descending from the sky, silent as a ghost despite its immense size, was an honest-to-goodness, unidentified flying object. This thing looked like it was ripped straight out of a video game, specifically, Fire Pro Wrestling. It had the logo, the colors, everything. Before we could even process what was happening, a beam of light shot down from the UFO enveloping us. It wasn't painful, more like being gently lifted by an invisible force.
This is it, the next level!
900 simply said, "Ascension sequence initiated. Please keep all appendages within the transport beam." The world below us shrank, the desolate Montana landscape becoming a patchwork quilt of browns and grays. And just like that, we were inside. The interior of the UFO was just as mind-boggling as the exterior.
Welcome! We have been expecting you.
The symbols were a beacon, a call to those who possess the spirit of fighting and entertainment.
Yoshihashi, the android, simply stood at attention, ever vigilant.
We travel the dimensions, seeking out the greatest talents, the strongest hearts, to join our cause.
So, we're like interdimensional wrestling recruiters!
In a manner of speaking, yes, we need a strong team.
Our mission, should we choose to accept it, was twofold. First, to help recruit new members for the Fire Pro Wrestling UFO. Second, and just as important, we needed to protect each other. This journey wouldn't be without its dangers.
We are a family here. We look out for our own.
That resonated with me. Hustle, loyalty, respect, universal values, folks. 900 was already interfacing with the ship's computer, downloading galactic maps and threat assessments. This was it. A new team, a new mission, across new frontiers. Our first recruitment assignment from Captain Ibushi was Clearhead to a place called Red Lodge, still within the Fallout Montana sector. Intel suggested a prime candidate was located there, a fierce female wrestler from the Stardom Joshi promotion, known only as Thekla.
Thekla is a formidable fighter, known for her technical skill and unique personality.
The Fire Pro UFO zipped us over to the Red Lodge area in what felt like seconds. Captain N, Kenny 900 and I were tasked with making first contact.
Remember, persuasion is key, but be prepared for anything. Thekla is unpredictable.
Red Lodge was another Montana town that had seen better days, but it had a certain rugged charm. We found Thekla in what looked like a makeshift training dojo, set up in the ruins of an old theater. She was a whirlwind of motion, practicing complex submission holds on a beat-up wrestling dummy.
You interrupt my training. State your purpose, meatbags and tin can.
Explaining our mission to Thekla was an experience. Kenny tried to woo her with tales of intergalactic wrestling fame.
Interdimensional wrestling, huh? Protecting the universe? Sounds loud.
Now, this whole adventure, from landing in Fallout, Montana to beaming up to a wrestling-themed UFO, was packed with thrills, spills, and the occasional near miss with a deathclaw. Protecting the team, especially my new pals Captain N and, well, myself, became a top priority. 900 was a superstar in this department. His sensors were always active.
Warning, unstable footing ahead. Probability of ankle sprain, 34% for organic life forms.
Thanks, buddy. He'd also deploy these little sonic emitters that confused the heck out of any mutated critters that got too close. Captain N wasn't just a cool head, he was a crack shot with whatever makeshift weapon he could find or modify. He'd yell, just as a rusty piece of rebar came flying past my head from a collapsing building. Captain N always had a plan, always kept his composure, making sure we all got through scrapes in one piece. There was this one time, near what used to be a diner, we got ambushed by a pack of feral ghouls. I was ready to deliver a five-knuckle shuffle to the nearest snarling face, but Captain N, cool as ever, tossed me a modified tire iron.
A little more reach, big guy.
So, there we were. We had faced the weirdness of Fallout Montana, met the legendary Kenny Omega, been beamed aboard a Fire Pro Wrestling UFO, and successfully recruited the amazing android wrestler, Thekla. Standing on the bridge of the UFO, looking out at the stars, there was a definite sense of accomplishment. Captain Kota Ibushi clapped me on the shoulder.
You have done well, Sina-san. Your spirit is strong.
Myla Grace offered a rare, warm smile, and even Yoshihashi gave a slight, almost imperceptible nod of approval. The mission wasn't over, not by a long shot. There were more worlds to see, more wrestlers to recruit, more cosmic threats to pile drive into oblivion. But this first chapter, this wild adventure through a post-apocalyptic Montana, felt like a massive win. 900 was already processing data for our next potential recruitment target.
Next potential candidate located in Sector Gamma 7, species sentient luchador cactus.
A sentient luchador cactus? This job just kept getting better. But more important than the mission objectives achieved was the camaraderie we had built. The adventure continued, and with this team by my side, I knew we could handle anything the universe threw at us. Woo! What a ride, folks, what a ride!